A typhoon could hit Japan next week, and might threaten events at the Olympic Games, forecasters have warned. The depression in the Philippine Sea formed on Friday northeast of Guam and the Mariana Islands. It is forecast to move northward over the weekend before taking a sharp turn westward toward mainland Japan. If the depression continues to strengthen into a tropical storm, the next name on the list for the West Pacific is Nepertak. AccuWeather meteorologist Jake Soida said, while it's still too early to have high confidence in the exact track and intensity of this system, there are early indications that it could threaten Tokyo later Monday or Tuesday, local time. Got a story? Email webnews@mirror.co.uk. The early indications suggest that the system may reach the equivalent of a tropical storm by the time it makes landfall along the eastern coast of Japan. While he added that wind shear could limit the storm's development, the system reaching typhoon strength upon its arrival on shore has not yet been ruled out. The tropical depression comes amid the 2020 Summer Tokyo Games, which begins on Friday, and will end on Sunday, August 8. The greatest impact to the Games would obviously come from a direct hit on Tokyo, where the majority of venues and events are located, Soida said. Even if the storm tracks farther north or south of Tokyo, there are some venues located farther away from the greater Tokyo metroplex that could still be impacted. The handful of events that are being held on the island of Hokkaido are unlikely to experience any impacts from this tropical system. But any tropical development making landfall in Japan as the Games persist could spell trouble, and possibly even the postponement of some events. The storm would be yet another blow to Japanese organizers already trying to deal with an increase in the Delta variant of the coronavirus in the country. It has resulted in opinion polls showing large percentages of the population opposing the Games going ahead. Forecasters have also warned that athletes will suffer in the ridiculous heat of Japan's high summer. Sign up for our daily newsletter to keep up to date with all the essential information at www.mirror.co.uk/email. They will be taking on sweltering temperatures as well as the best sportsmen and women in the world. Japan's Weather Bureau issued heat stroke alerts for a fifth consecutive day this week. The temperature in the capital, now in the throes of another hot and humid summer, was 33.1 Celsius as of 3 p.m. Organizers are rolling out tools to beat the heat, including mist spraying stations for Olympic horses and cooling vests for referees. But the heat adds another complication for coaches and players whose training has already been impacted by the pandemic. The Japanese summer is abnormal. There's humidity and the heat is ridiculous, said Masuzu Ueno, a 24-year-old Tokyo resident. This climate is not suitable for the Olympics. The head coach of the New Zealand men's hockey team, Darren Smith, said there had been a lot of work had been done to prepare for the sizzling conditions, which are expected to be especially challenging during morning matches. The high temperatures are likely to be an additional challenge for athletes from Southern Hemisphere countries, such as New Zealand, where it is winter now. In Wellington, New Zealand's capital, temperatures were forecast to hover around 13 degrees Celsius this week. Medics are being warned not to confuse heat stroke with COVID-19. New infections spiked to a 6-month high of 1,832 on Wednesday in Tokyo, and experts have warned that could worsen, putting additional strain on the healthcare system, which is also dealing with more heat stroke patients.